the first time this 2015 Mirage has been rust-proofed. I went to Krown Lakeshore. They have a very high 4.8 star rating on Google Maps, so it's obvious that they would have done places that are very visible to the end user, the customer, such as underneath the hood, as you can see here. You can also feel this product's been applied to the fender support, the strut tower, on top of the brake lines, onto the ABS module. Thankfully, Krown is supposed to be non-conductive, so it's not a problem. It's been applied to the connector, the engine support, a bit of the engine itself, a bit of the alternator, this top radiator support, the plastic for the bumper. Not sure why it's applied there, but maybe it's just to get the bolt heads. The battery, again, I'm not very sure why it's applied there. Maybe it's just to get the battery bracket. Fuse box, fender support on this side, strut tower on this side. Where you'd expect to see the product. The lower radiator support as well. You can feel the product right there. You can see me smudge it with my finger. I do not own a borescope or like fiber optic camera, so to tell if Krown has been applied in confined spaces, I'm just going to reach into the frame rail with my finger and see if it feels slippery. So reaching into this frame rail, it does indeed feel slippery, so I assume Krown has been applied. Fortunately, there's no other access hole on this frame rail large enough for my finger to fit in, so we'll just kind of assume and hope that Krown has been applied throughout the frame rail. Reaching in on the other side here, the frame rail feels kind of dry. I can't tell if it's just a very thin application or if there's no application of Krown. This side is more difficult to access, so I wouldn't be super surprised if they had skipped it. I went back to the other side to compare, and I can't tell if there's no product or just less product in this frame rail. Looking at the hood itself, there's no product applied to the exterior over top of the paint. The front license plate screws do not have any product applied to them. You can see the screws a little loose. Looking through the front grille, you can reach in and we can see that there has been some product applied here, which is good. Looking underneath the vehicle, we can see most things are nicely coated. The front subframe, control arm, CV axle, sway bar end link, sway bar, tie rod end, oil pan, engine mount, transmission pan. But the knuckle and caliper appear very dry. They don't appear to have any product applied to them. You can even see they did the strut. The other side as well, you can see the knuckle caliper appear to be dry. No product appears to have been applied to them. Looking into the subframe, we can see product has been applied, which is good. Looking at the rear of the vehicle, they applied product to the license plate screws. The bracket for the lights also very obviously has product applied to it. And the rear body of the vehicle appears to have product applied to it. Moving on to underneath the vehicle, once the camera focuses. See, the bottom of this evap canister support bracket appears to be bone dry. Not sure why they didn't apply product to this. This toe hook does appear to have some product applied to it. The belly panel, bottom of the vehicle, very obviously has significant product applied to it. You can even see me spread some onto the evap canister support bracket. The rear bumper reinforcement also has a very nice application of rust-proofing product on it. I reach my finger inside and it also appears to have product within. Which is good. I'm not sure what this random piece of plastic is, but I'll tear it off for fun. This piece attached to the evap canister, which I believe is the evap solenoid or vent valve, also appears to be rusted heavily. You can see me spread some product onto it to show you guys the color shift if product were to be applied to it. In my opinion, the most important part of rust proofing is rust proofing the things that hold the wheels to the vehicle, and in the rear that would be this torsion beam, which appears to be coated very nicely. The fuel tank strap and fuel lines also appear to be coated nicely. The brake lines also appear to be coated nicely. The lower half of the shock absorber also appears to have been coated nicely, but where the torsion beam meets the drum brake backing plate does not appear to have any product on it at all, and it is the most significantly rusted part of the vehicle. Here you can see me flake parts of the torsion beam and what used to be its paints off using my bare hand. This is, in my opinion, the most concerning part of rust of this vehicle, and Krown failed to apply any sort of product to it. Looking within the torsion beam here, does not appear any product has been applied within. The bottom half of the torsion beam appears to be coated fairly well. Moving on to the side of the vehicle, you can see the product has dripped out as this has sat overnight. Looking at the driver's door, you can see they drill a single hole per door close to the outer skin, roughly aligned with the latch. And you can see the product has also been applied to the bottom of the door, which is good. You can see they also apply product to the hinge. They drilled a hole here and here to fill the rocker panel. And then with the rear door open, see they drilled one hole here and one hole here. And again a single hole in the door near the outer skin. The passenger side of the vehicle is identical to this side, so I won't bother showing it. Now if we open up the rear hatch, the top of the shock absorber is right here. This is an access door for the shock absorber nut. I'm just going to grab a flathead screwdriver from this convenient box of screwdrivers. Pop that open. And we can see no product has been applied here and no product applied through that access hole from the rear door has reached here. It's bone dry. Well, this part of the car is not known to rust. Looking at this rear quarter panel area, you can see there's a rust bubble right here. This is because water accumulates here, and the water that accumulates actually freezes and expands, causing this area to bubble out as well. Open up the fuel door. You can see they did apply product to this area. But what I'm not sure is if product applied through this hole will be able to reach that area where water is building up or not. Just depends how long the wand they used is and how much pressure they're using. We're now going to remove the front passenger door card to assess how well the Krown product has been distributed throughout the door. There's one Phillips head screw in the handle, and this part of the handle just lifts right up. There's a single electrical connector for the window switch we need to disconnect. With that out of the way, we now have access to two Phillips head screws that are holding the door card to the door skin. Quick look at what those screws look like. They have a very wide head as the plastic is not very strong. What's really interesting about this screw is that it couldn't fall through the plastic as the plastic is narrower than the screw head. So one more Phillips head screw right here. And there's one more Phillips head screw where the door latch is. This one is a longer screw. The way the door card is removed is the bottom is held on with these plastic push pins and it pulls right out, and the whole door card lifts up to be removed. But the plastic trim piece that covers the mirror bolts is in the way, so we need to pull that out first. Here's a quick look at that. You can see the plastic push pin at the top, and then the bottom slots into the door. So ideally I would have pulled this out from the top first, then lift it upward. Now the whole door card will pull out and up. Apologies for the poor camera angle, but here I'm disconnecting the two cables for the door, one for the latch and one is for the lock. The tube that the cable is in just simply pulls out and away from the door card, then the cable itself requires rotating the door card and then it pulls straight up and out. Here's what the inside of the door card looks like. You can see there's insulation, it's the latch, and that's the lock. The latch is spring loaded, but the lock is not. The blue cable is spring loaded, it's for the door latch. The yellow cable is not spring loaded, it's for the door lock. Here you can see my aftermarket power door lock system, as this car does not come with factory power door locks. You can see power door lock system's kind of busted. Here's our first look inside of the door. I actually don't see the hole that they made to apply Krown into the door. I also see very little product in the door. So that's the hole they made with the black cover, and I don't see it. On the left side on the door skin, you can see a little bit of product is seeping down. very hard to see through the plastic. I'm scared of removing the plastic as I don't own the specialty adhesive this needs to reseal, although the aftermarket power door locks already kind of ruin it. I have no idea why this screw is positioned like this. This side of the door is bone dry, no product has reached here. Looking down into the door at the very bottom, we can see the side impact structure. On the right side, the sawtooth looking thing is the power window mechanism. After a lot of careful deliberation, I've decided we're going to remove the cover they installed for the hole they drilled. So this cover is just held in place with friction and this grease that they used to try and prevent the hole that they drilled into my paint from rusting. And now we're going to shine a flashlight through the hole and see where it is. And now we can see the true problem. These people drilled the hole between the door skin and the door skin support that's welded to the door skin. This is why the application in the door is so poor. The product had no chance of reaching most of the door, especially not the other side of the door. It now makes sense why there's a little bit of product that appears to be running from where the support is down the side of the outside skin. But the rest of the inside of the door is not lined with product. Most importantly, the bottom of the door is not lined with product. And the front half of the door has pretty much zero product in it. It's completely dry to the touch, as the wand had no chance of reaching and applying product to this half of the door. It only takes me about 6.5 minutes to reassemble this door, and I understand that for the $170 after tax and including parts and labor that I paid Krown, it's not economically viable for them to disassemble each door in this vehicle. I was expecting them to use some sort of technical data or reference manual when drilling the hole to apply their product within the door. Instead, I think they just guessed and roughly aligned it with the latch. In terms of concluding remarks, what bothers me most is that they made no effort to apply their product to the ends of the torsion beam with the drum brake backing plates, and they did not apply their product to the front knuckles or calipers, neither by aerosol nor any type of brush-on product. Additionally, I was very disappointed in the fact that although I was promised a free car wash and the car was visibly wet when it was returned to me, there was a significant amount of product still on the windshield and side windows, especially the front side windows, when it was returned to me, and this made driving home very uncomfortable as the product significantly reflected and made it windshield blurry, especially with oncoming vehicle headlights, and the product does not wipe off with windshield wipers. And because I was advised not to take the car to a car wash for 48 hours, I had to manually wipe the product off. I also find it very funny to think that although they told me it would be fine to take the car to a touchless car wash once a week and that the product would not wash off, I had zero trouble wiping it off the windshield with just some Windex and a towel. I highly doubt this product would not wash off in a touchless car wash. Here's me testing the latch, the lock, and the power window. Thank you for watching. I try to read 100% of comments that people write, so let me know if you'd like to see a follow-up video, maybe me spraying the areas that Krown missed, maybe what the product looks like after a car wash, or maybe just a follow-up after a few months to see if any of the product has remained on the vehicle.